Well, how about that? There's number 32. Excellent. Now then, I would really like to see him nurse, because I'm not 100% sure his mom is on this side of the creek. So I'm going to sit out here and try to watch him. But that may kind of keep him from trying to nurse. But I'd really like to see him pair up with, I think that's her right there, number 29. Or anyone. So, alright. Well, that's a relief to at least see him here in the pasture. So, hopefully he's okay. So this is a problem. They're all supposed to be over here. Why are you on this side of the fence, 50? And why is your calf on this side of the fence? Remember, this is what happened last time. That calf got out and she followed it. It's probably what's going on again. So, we're going to rotate these girls this way. I guess I'll go open that stretch gate up and see if I can get her to bring her calf in here. Dang it. Well, I know she can get over this fence now. So does she. So, that's not good. The old quick hot wire trick got number 50 back in. It wasn't actually hot, but she didn't know that, so she didn't touch it. Anyway, she's back in. I figure her calf must have got out. Could have been through that gate right there in between. It's not super tight, but I don't know. Anyway, she was waiting right up here, as you guys saw. When I wasn't sure where that calf was, I decided to leave the gate down there open to the creek, just in case he was in there somewhere. Maybe he could find his way back. So she could have been anywhere. But, you know, she had her calf, she had some grass to eat, and her herd was right there. So she waited right there until I came and let her back in. So that's fortunate. She's kind of my lucky cow, to be honest with you, as much as I hate her. This is the, well, I guess technically the third time she's jumped the fence and could have just been gone and came right back home as soon as she found her baby. So that's all she's looking for. Okay, I'm gonna go walk around and see if I can find one of these girls with a huge swollen milk bag on her. Looks like she hasn't nursed in a couple days. And if I find one that I don't already know has a calf and you know which one it is, that's probably 32's mom, and we'll make plans from there. If not, then I don't know what to do. Today's day 2 of having them over here in this pasture, and it's Thursday, by the way, which means that it's kind of my Friday. Now, I had mentioned before that I missed my my timing on getting them over here. This grass grew faster than I thought it would. It seeded out. So as you're looking at this, it all still looks really tall. But if we kind of look down here, the stuff that they're wanting to eat, they've mowed it all down pretty good. So open them up to from corner post there straight across the first day, and then the second day there's a gap in the trees over there, so I went through that, and that's this fence right here. I've been driving around looking at it, and I don't know, I'm debating open them up to just a little bit more, but I kind of want to leave them in here a little bit longer on this patch. See if I can get them to eat this down a little bit more. But this is kind of what I was talking about when I said I missed that window. See, all this grass is seeded out, so it's still, you know, 2.5, 3 foot tall. And they're all checking out the four-wheeler. Problem is they don't like to eat this stuff, so they want the leafy grass, not these stems. They don't like the seeds and stuff. So I'm not sure that they're gonna do any better on this as far as eating it more. And if I overgraze it, then these yellow flowers are going to take over, which is what happened in my pasture back behind me. And you can see I've got a lot of them in here, but right now I've got a lot of grass as well. So what I don't want to overgraze this to the point that those flowers kind of take over. I want the grass to crowd them out. And that's the whole idea with this, is that if you graze correctly, it'll be good for the grass, and the grass will get healthier, and it'll crowd out the weeds. So I think what I'm going to do is just leave this as it is for right now, and I'm going to give them a little bit longer on it. Now, since I'll be out here all day tomorrow, and I won't actually be out here for a lot of it, but I'll be around and I can move them. If you look at areas like this, like that's all grass that they haven't eaten yet, and there's a lot of that, and they will eat that down at the bottom, not the stems, but just the blades of grass down at the bottom. There's still quite a bit of it in here, and so I'm going to leave them in here for about half a day-ish. Like a lot of this stuff down here, they'll eat all that. So I think that's the plan for right now. I'm just going to leave them in here tonight. I'm going to give them about half a day on it. And then tomorrow, sometime in the middle of the day, I'll get out here and move them again. And I'll probably do a little bit smaller rotation. So if you can kind of tell, my trees end right there, of course, and the hot wire's right over there. So I think I'll just do kind of a narrow strip right across here, this piece, if you will. I haven't pasted off. I don't know exactly how much that is, and I'll do that so I kind of know what I'm putting them into. So it's going to be hard to tell, but there's this side versus this side. That's kind of, I don't know, I think you can tell. This side, all this, the leaves, the blades, right, of grass are still down in here. Whereas this side, they've eaten a lot of that. I think for now, though, I'm going to leave them and see if I can get them to eat this a little bit better. So that's the plan for now. I'm going to try and go get a little bit of work done on my neighbor's pens. So we'll see if they're home and available, and if they are, we'll go get a little bit of time put in on that. Other than that, we'll see you tomorrow. Here's what I'm working on for my neighbor, have been working on. I accidentally grabbed a bolt that was too long. It's alright, we'll grind it off. So the idea here, this one's backwards. Now they're clamped tight right now, but these will be free to just flip around, and they'll be mounted like this. Okay. Now what this is you take this bar right here and you shove this through behind the cow over here, and then these will be free to move, and so you can slide that bar through until it gets tight up against the back of their legs. And if they try to push back on it, this will have something underneath of it here. I'll show you guys all this later, but that will prevent this. It's going to sit at an angle just like that, and that will prevent the bar from going backwards. So it's kind of like a ratcheting stop for what's called a kick bar. So these are going in my neighbor's pens. This is kind of a prototype, and we'll see how it works, and I'll get her feedback on how well it works, and if there's anything wrong with it, we'll fix hers, and then we'll learn from whatever mistakes I made or whatever I missed. And I'm gonna do the same thing on my pens, I think. We're also building her a couple of gates. Brought some other little piece of scrap. I don't know if that'll be useful or not, but I suspect it will be. And yeah, so that's what we're working on over there. So I'll show you guys that tomorrow when we go to get these installed. I've got another little just walk gate to get behind them to build first. That's the first priority, and then we'll try to go ahead and get these in. And then she had a problem that I had recently, which is where heifer went down in the pins and her leg got underneath one of the sucker rods that the pins are made out of, and they had a hell of a time getting her out of there. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the entire side of her chute. Now you guys have seen mine where the head gate is, so that's kind of the chute. So that area that I'm usually working through to put, you know, medicine or whatever, sticking with needles or whatever I got to do, what we're going to do is that the entire wall is just basically going to turn into a gate where you can open that up in case that happens. That way you can get the cow out of there. So we're going to do that as well. Yeah, that's the plan. So I'm going to get up early and we're going to go start working on that first thing in the morning. So we'll see you guys then.